starting with the great name of Almighty Allah, who is the most gracious and most merciful. Today we are going to learn about road and different components of road pavement construction. Different components of road play an important part in ensuring the safety and service life of a road. The components of the road are designed to meet the design and functional requirements. These geometric components are designed in accordance with the traffic of the region. Design and geometry of the various cross-sectional elements are important aspects to be considered in this regard. The road is a pathway with a smoothed or a paved surface used for transportation purposes to reach from one place to another. Road transportation is the oldest means of transportation which has been proved as the most reliable and cheapest for people. Let me show you the sketch of the roadway which shows the different components of roadway pavement. That includes median. Median is the center portion of the road which acts as a separator. Carriageway carries the traffic volume or the numbers of the vehicles. The shoulders that you can see in this picture is the portion provided at the sides of the roadway. And further you can see the other margins of the roadway and right of way, and also the building line. Building line, it is the distance from center of carriageway to building sites or a petrol pumps or some other places. The building line differs from country to country. It is maintained so that buildings are not disturbed by the vehicles. And there is also a guardrail. It is provided to support the vehicles from accident and mainly built in hilly areas. The other components such as right way, shoulders, medians, I will explain one by one them. Different components of a road play an important part in ensuring the safety and services life of a road. The components of road are designed to meet the design and functional requirements. These geometric components are designed in accordance with the traffic of the region. Design and geometry of the various cross-sectional elements are important aspects to be considered in this regard. There are a lot of components that need to be considered for the highway construction. Those are carriageway, cross slope, medians, curb, road margins, width of carriageway, width of roadway, right of way, drainage, and we will also get to know about a guardrail, building line. So one by one we will discuss these things. Components of road pavement construction. Starting with the carriageway. A carriageway generally consists of a number of traffic lanes together with any associated shoulder, but maybe a sole lane in width. Traffic lines are those lines on which traffic can move freely without any restriction. The carriageway is divided into a single carriageway and a dual carriageway. A single carriageway has one carriageway with one or two or more lanes together with an associate pathways and road verges. A dual carriage roadway has two roadways separated by a central reservation. Now, what is this lane? In road transport, a lane is a part of a roadway that is designed to be used by a single line of vehicles to control and guide drivers and to reduce traffic. It is a sort of a representation that in this portion a single car has to be traveled. Most of the traffic conflicts and most of the roads to avoid this and to reduce these traffic conflicts and to guide drivers, most of the public roads have at least two lanes, one for the traffic in each direction and separated by the markings. Now see this picture. This picture contains two lanes and it can be shown that a white line strips could be seen in between the carriageway. Overall, this is the carriageway, but the line that is marked in between is separating two lanes. Each lane accommodates a single vehicle. But it also depends, the numbers of the lanes depends upon the traffic volume and the numbers of traffic that are going to move from that road. Coming towards cross slope. Cross slope is also known as camber. Cross fall is a geometric feature of a pavement surface. The transverse slope with respect to the horizontal, it is very important for the safety factor. Cross slope is provided to provide a drainage gradient so that water will run off from the surface to a drainage system such as street, gutter or ditch. Inadequate cross slope will contribute to aquaplaning. On straight sections of normal two-lane roads, the pavement cross section is usually highest in the center and drains to the both sides. In horizontal curves, this cross slope is bent into super elevation to reduce steering effort and lateral force required to go around the curve, as you can see in this picture. Median. The median strip or a central reservation is reserved area that separates opposing lanes of a traffic on divided roadways such as divided highways, dual carriageways, freeways and motorways. They are physically or painted separation provided to separate two roadways, mainly used to differentiate vehicle based on speed. They are pedestrian benefit because they can serve as a place of refuge for pedestrians who cross a street mid-block or at intersections. They provide space for street trees and other landscaping, which in turn can help reduce speeds by changing the character of a street. They also have a benefits for motorists' safety when they replace center turn lanes. Desired turning movements need to be carefully provided so that motorists can not forced to travel on inappropriate routes such as residential streets or an unsafe U-turn condition is not created. Now, as you can see in this picture, a median could be seen, a sort of the separation between two carriageways. Now, sometimes a sort of the pathway is pedestrian pathway is created in between, or sometimes it is in the painted form, a separation is drawn, or sometimes plantation is done in the strip of the median. Now coming towards the curb. A curb is a vertical or a sloping member provided along the edge of a pavement or shoulder to give strength and protect the edge of the pavement. In highway engineering, it indicates the boundary between pavement and shoulder or sometimes footpath or car parking space. They are designed to discourage vehicles from leaving the pavement. They are provided when there is a considerable amount of pedestrian traffic. They are placed at a height of 20 cm above the pavement edge with a steep batter. They are generally constructed of cut stone or cement concrete slabs. The curb and the road surface near the edge together form a side channel which carries rainwater that comes from road surface. In this picture, you can see that a kind of a block strip could be seen which contains a holes to drain the rainwater, and it is working also a sort of separation from the road to the shoulder or road to the road footpath. So this is what the curb is, and these were the purposes which curb perform. Road margins. Road margin is a portion of the road beyond the carriageway, and on the roadway can be generally called road margins. Various elements that form road margins include shoulders, parking lines, bus bay, service roads, cycle track, footpath, guardrail. In this picture, you can see that the different markings are shown on the road. Now these margins actually separates and represents that this portion is of the shoulder and this is the portion of the lane, so that the travelers and the people who are moving on the pedestrian can differentiate that which space is reserved for the vehicles and which space is reserved for the movement of the car, and the also for the pedestrian. Width of the carriageway. Width of carriageway or the width of the pavement depends on the width of traffic lane and numbers of lane. Width of the traffic lane depends upon width of the vehicle and the clearance. The side clearance improves operating speed and safety. The maximum permissible width of the vehicle is 2.44 meter and desirable side clearance for single lane traffic is 0.68 meter. Further in this picture, different ranges are shown for the lane, for the roadway, for the carriageway, for the shoulder, for the median to median to the shoulder distance. So these are all specifications of the width of the carriageway. Width of roadway. Width of the formation or road width is the sum of the widths of pavements or carriageway, including separators and shoulders. This does not include the extra length in forming and cutting. That means that width of the roadway includes the carriageway, separators and shoulders. And in this picture you can see that the road width is basically the width of the roadway. That includes the shoulder which are at the sides, then comes the two lanes which are separated by the painted median. Now coming towards the right of way. Right of way or lane width is the width of the lane acquired for the land along its alignment. It should be adequate to accommodate all the cross-sectional elements of the highway and may reasonably provide for future developments. Following are the influencing factors for right of way: width of the formation, embankment depth and cutting depth, side slope of embankment or cutting, drainage system, side distance considerations, future widening and service roads. Next is the drainage. The pavement surface should be absolutely impermeable to prevent seepage of water into the pavement layers. Further, both the geometry and the texture of the pavement surface should help in draining out the water from surface in less time. In this picture you can see the drainage is provided along the road in the side. So the now conclusion is that all components as described should be used in according to the topography and functional requirement to get a well performed road. So thank you.